Hello my friends! Today we are gonna deploy a couple of Lama Dev projects on free hosting services like Heroku and Netlify. Firstly, we are gonna deploy our React applications using Heroku CLI, Netlify drag and drop, and using our GitHub repository. And you will be surprised that you can do it in less than 5 minutes. After that, I'm gonna show you how to deploy your full stack web applications super quick. After this video, you will be able to deploy your all apps without paying anything. I hope you will like it. If you want to see more tutorials like this, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. And you can support the Lama Dev for future projects by using the join button or the link in the description below. Okay, if you are ready, let's get started. Okay, firstly, let's open up our GitHub repository here. This is official repository of the Lama Dev YouTube channel, and if you search for free deployment branch here, you are gonna see this page. I just prepared and have some documentation here. If you follow this documentation, everything will be easier for you. So we are gonna start with single React application. It's really easy. On Heroku and Netlify, it's gonna take just a couple minutes. So let's follow this. But before, I'm gonna open my Heroku page here, my Netlify, and also this is my application. I created a React application. Some of you already know this. Who wants to be a millionaire application? We are gonna deploy this app. Okay, let's follow this documentation. Firstly, you should create a Heroku account. After creating your account, you're gonna see this page. After that, you can create your first application. Let's say something here. I'm gonna say Lama Dev quiz. Okay, it's available. So I'm gonna create my application. And after that, you should download Heroku CLI. If you go to this page, you are gonna see a couple download links. So you are gonna choose your operating system like Windows or Linux or macOS, whatever, and you are gonna download this CLI. I'm not going to show you this step, that's because you're already a developer and you know how to install a program. Okay, after that, let's copy and paste these codes. Firstly, we are going to log in our Heroku account. I'm going to copy this and let's come here, open your terminal, and I'm going to paste my first line, Heroku and login. After that, it's going to redirect us to Heroku web page. And if you say login, as you can see, you are logged in and you can close this page. Okay, let's close. And let's come here again. And after that, we are going to initialize our Git. It's really easy. It just works like GitHub. We are going to create our Git and we are going to push inside our Heroku. Okay, I will just expand this and I'm going to initialize my Git. Okay. And after that, to reach our application, we should use this line. We are gonna access our Heroku application. So I'm gonna paste this, but I'm gonna delete here and write my application name. What was my application name? Lama Dev and quiz. And let's write here. And I'm gonna enter. Okay, right now we are inside our application. We can deploy our React app right now. And this part is really important. It allows us to deploy our React application automatically. We don't have to do anything else. It's gonna just build our application, install dependencies or whatever else. And after that, only thing we should do is pushing our application to our Heroku account. That's all. Let's copy and paste it. I will paste. Oops, I couldn't copy. Okay. And that's all. So I'm gonna upload everything inside my Git. I will copy and paste. And after that, I'm gonna write my commit and I'm gonna push inside Heroku and master. Git push Heroku and master. So it's gonna take a minute or something, and after that we are gonna see our app. Let's open up our app. I'll open. Okay, it's not ready yet. Let's check here. Okay, build is successful and it's compressing. And it's ready. Perfect. Let's check. I will refresh the page. And it's here. Awesome. That's all. How long it took? It was just a couple minutes. It's that easy. And our application is here. Perfect. Okay, let's close here. This time, let's deploy our application inside Netlify. But I'm gonna use different application. Let's come here. Firstly, we have two options. We can deploy using browser or deploy using Github. Let's do both of them because it's really easy. I will open up my folder. We already deployed our quiz app, and this time let's deploy our admin app. So I'm gonna open this folder inside my VS Code. Okay, it's here. Right now I'm gonna open up my terminal. And by the way, make sure that you have Node modules here. If you just download from GitHub or something directly, you are not gonna have it. In this case, you can write here yarn, or if you are using npm, you can write npm install, and it's gonna install these all dependencies. Okay, and after that, only thing you should do is writing here yarn and build. And after around 1 minute, it's gonna create a build folder here, and it's gonna include our static JavaScript, HTML, and CSS files. So we are gonna just use this folder. As you can see in our documentation, build your application using yarn build or npm build, and after that we are gonna drag and drop this folder inside our Netlify. I will say sites, and here you can upload your files from GitHub or you can drag and drop here. Okay, let's see. And okay, it's ready. Let's open up our folder, and here I'm gonna choose admin app, and inside I'm just gonna select this folder and drop here. As you can see, it was really quick. It was just a couple seconds. Let's see. And ta-ta, our application is here. Awesome. It was really quick. As you can see, it works as we expected. Awesome. So what else we can do? We can deploy from our GitHub account. Let's come here, and this time I'm gonna create another website. So I'm gonna click here, and after that you should connect with your GitHub account. I've already done before. As you can see, it's authorized. And after that you can choose your repositories or branches here. This is our channel repository, and here I'm gonna choose one of them. Which one we can do? Let's choose Material UI. If you didn't watch that video, I highly recommend it. I created a React application using Material UI, and you are gonna see how awesome it is. And here in our documentation, as you can see, connected to GitHub, choose your repository, and we are gonna change this deployment build command here. Let's copy this, and I'm gonna paste here. And that's all. I will say deploy site. Okay, our site is in progress. As you realize, we don't have to download anything. We don't have to build our application, even install our dependencies. Everything is automatically here. And it's awesome. By the way, if you scroll here, And as you can see, you have process log. If you click here, you can see your deploy log. It's like your terminal. As you can see, it's building right now. And after a couple seconds or minutes, this link will be green and we are gonna see our application. And it's ready. Let's click. And it's here. Perfect. It works perfectly. Okay, awesome. As you can see, it's that easy. And right now, you know how to deploy your applications, single page React applications. And of course, by now, we didn't have any backend servers. So this time, we are gonna deploy our MERN stack application, which is our, let's come here, blog application. If you didn't watch that video, you can reach it by using card on the top right. It was an awesome application for MERN stack beginners. Okay, as you can see, we have API here and we have our client side. And you don't have to install your client side dependencies. That's because the Heroku will do this for us. But for the API side, we have our modules. As I said before, you can do this by writing yarn or npm install. So let's come here and check our documentation. Deploying full stack apps. Okay, firstly, we are gonna create Heroku app. And again, I'm gonna go to the dashboard. And here I'm gonna create new application. Create new app. And here, let's say Lama Dev blog. Okay, let's create our app. And after that, firstly, what we are gonna do is changing our port. If you are using Express application, this is our main file, main.js file. Let's shrink this. Okay, as you can see, we have MongoDB connection here. We have our roots, and here we are using 5000 port number. So we should change it. So I'm gonna copy here and paste. And here you can write your port number again. It says, look at my env file. If there is nothing inside, use 5000. Remember, we can create here any env file, .env, and we can write our secret keys inside this file. You can write your port number or MongoDB address. And remember here, for the MongoDB connection, we are using process env and Mongo URL. To reach this MongoDB, you should write here your Mongo URL. And let's open up our MongoDB. And this is our DB. If you browse your collections, as you can see, our blog application is here. Our categories, posts. We have 2 posts. By the way, we are using Poto here. It should be in our server. That's because we are not using Firebase or any other CDN. We are just using our server. Let's come here. And as you can see, we are using Motor. That means when we upload any video or image or any other things, it's gonna upload this in our server here. By the way, we are using this destination, but we don't have here. Let's create. I'll say images, and I'm gonna upload these 2 images inside. Of course, you don't have to do that. I'm just uploading to see these images in my blog page. Otherwise, it's gonna be just crashed image. So anyway, this is our DB. So I'm gonna open dashboard and I'm gonna choose connect. And we are gonna connect in our application. Only thing I should do is copying this and pasting inside my env file here. And of course, it's gonna be my password. And this is gonna be my collection name, which is blog. Okay. I will save. Okay, it looks nice. Let's open up our documentation again. It says move your front-end application inside the Node app. So I will come here and select my client side, and I'm gonna move inside my API. Okay, they are not separated right now. Of course, you can separate and you can create another application here. And first one will be your API and second one will be your React application. It really doesn't matter. I'm just gonna use this method. It's much easier that because if you are using free Heroku account, when you try to reach your applications, it takes couple seconds, that because your server is sleeping. So that means if you separate your applications, when you try to reach your React app on the browser, it's gonna take, let's say, 20 seconds. And after that, when you make any API request, it's gonna take 20 seconds also. So in total, your application will be slower. So that's why I'm using this method. Okay, after that, we are gonna add these codes inside our application, our index.js. Let's come here. And after our routers, I'm gonna paste. So let me explain. We are using this middleware to say our Express application that we are gonna use this directory as our static folder. That means we are gonna use HTML, CSS and JavaScript files inside our client side. So here I should indicate my folder name, which is client here. Let's say client. And here we have a get method. Basically we say when the application gets any request, because we are using asterisk here, it's gonna redirect us to this path, which is our client. Let's write here client also. And it's gonna go to our client folder here. And it's gonna look inside build folder. Of course, we don't have yet, but during deployment, Heroku is gonna create for us. And basically, it's gonna take index.html inside build folder, and it's gonna just display on the browser. So, okay, I'm gonna save, and let's open up here again. And after that, we should add this code to our package.json. Let's copy, and let's open up package.json. As you can see, we are using node.mon. Actually, it's not development mode anymore. We can delete this and it can be just node index.js. That because we are using node.mon to listen our application. So whenever we make any changes, it just starts our application again and again. But we don't need that anymore because we are deploying. We are not gonna make any changes anymore. So I'm gonna paste this code. So what it basically says, as you can see, it's just for Heroku. So when I deploy our application to Heroku, basically it's gonna go to our client side, cd client, like we can do here. Let's say cd client. Oops, we are not inside our API, of course. Firstly, we should go to the API, and after when we deploy our application, it's gonna say cd client, and after that it's gonna install our dependencies inside our client side, and after that finally it's gonna say npm run build, and it's gonna create build folder and put whole static files inside this folder. It's that easy. We don't have to do anything manually. It's just gonna make everything for us automatically. Okay. I will save. And what does? It says change your API URL in your React application. That because in our React application, we are just using proxy. As you can see, localhost 5000 and API, but we don't need this anymore. That because we are not using localhost anymore, we are gonna be using this application. If you open your app, you are gonna see your new URL here. Let's copy this, and it's gonna be our new URL. So how can I use this? Let's close here. And if you open your source and inside your pages, for example, let's check where we are using this Axios. As you can see, we are fetching our posts, but it automatically uses our proxy, which is localhost 5000. We should change it. How we can do this? We can create our base URL. To do that, I will go to the source folder and create new file. And let's say config or utils, whatever you say. I'm gonna create here new Axios instance. To do that, I will say export const and Axios instance. And I'm gonna use Axios here. Of course, I should import. Let's say import Axios from Axios. Okay. And I'm gonna say create. And inside I'm gonna write my configuration, which is my base URL. And it's gonna be my new address, which is Lama Dev blog and Heroku app. Okay. Right now, I can use this instance everywhere. For example, in my home.js, let's come here and write Axios instance, and I'm gonna import this. Let's import. I will copy this. By the way, we don't need Axios anymore. Instead of Axios, I will use my Axios instance. And let's write here our config.js. And here, config.js. Okay. By the way, I forgot writing API here. Because remember, inside our index.js, we are using API endpoint for each router. So I should add this here. Okay. So I can do the same thing for every pages, which I use this Axios. Let's check them for login page, for example. It's here, as you can see. It's for our login process. I will import from source and config. I will choose it. And it's here. Okay, I can save and let's check others. I will import. And for settings, it's here and here. I'm gonna change them. And let's import single page. Okay, we are not using here. Right page. Okay, here and here I'm gonna change again. Basically, I'm gonna do the same thing for each pages. So our pages are okay. So what about our components? Not header, maybe posts. Okay, not here, posts. Okay, we are not using iting. Okay, sidebar. Because we are fetching our categories. And that's all, I think. Okay, perfect. I will save here, I forgot. Okay, I can close everything. And what else we can do? Okay guys, before deploying, I just ran into some silly mistakes. First one is, this is gonna be colon, and second one is, I just deleted this build by mistake, I just added again. So right now, we can deploy our application. Let's come here. So firstly, we should log in. We have already done, we don't need that. So I'm gonna initialize my Git, and I'm gonna access my application. It just entered automatically. I should change here. My application name is Lama Dev blog. And after that, I will say git add and all files. I'm gonna write my commit. And finally, I'm gonna push everything to my Heroku account. So it's gonna take time. During this process, let's come here. I will say settings. And here we can provide our env secret keys. For example, our MongoDB. So let's open up our env file here. and our key is Mongo URL, and this is our URL key. So I will paste this here, value, and key will be Mongo URL. So I will add, and I'm gonna wait this process. So it's gonna take time. So I will stop recording and I'll see you then. Okay, it's ready. I can start my application. I will come here and I will say open app. And it's here. Perfect. And our posts. By the way, I can see images. Let's open this. Okay, it's using localhost. That's because we didn't change our domain. It's still localhost. Our components and posts. As you can see, our link is still localhost. Of course, you can just copy this and paste here. And you can do the same process here again, but I'm not gonna do this. You have already understood, I think. Our application works perfectly. We can log in. I will log in. Okay, wrong credentials. I don't remember password. But anyway, let's register. For example, I will say Heroku at gmail.com and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's register. As you can see, it works and we are in the login page right now. I will say Heroku and password and absolute. It works. Our images doesn't work, but it's not a problem. As you can see, we deployed our application. It was really easy. And as I said, you can separate your applications. For example, API for Heroku, and for the React application, you can use Netlify and you can combine them. It depends on you. So how you can add domains, by the way, you can come here and you can say add domains. I don't have any free one right now, but I will just say example. And let's say next. Oh, to do this, we should verify our account with our credit card. Really? Interesting. So anyway, if you verify your account, you can add your domain here. And after that, it's gonna give you Heroku DNS addresses. And if you go to your domain provider, you can just add your NS records and you are gonna reach your application on your own address. And for the Netlify, you can choose any application here, for example this admin panel. And here, as you can see, domain settings. And you can add your custom domain here. So you can add your domain here, and again, it's gonna give you some DNS addresses, and you can go to your provider and add your addresses. Okay. If you want to see how to deploy your full stack apps on VPS, you can watch also my other video. So we finished our project. I hope you liked it. If you learned something new today, please like the video and leave a comment, even just one word. It really motivates me. Trust me, guys. And also, you can support the channel for the future projects. You can use join button or the link in the description below. And don't forget to follow Lama Dev social media accounts. I hope I will see you in the next tutorial. Goodbye.